A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant and controversial move, President Donald Trump has reportedly signed a secret directive that allows the Department of Defense to utilize military force against Latin American drug cartels designated as foreign terrorist organizations. This development, first reported by the New York Times, raises questions about the legal implications of deploying military resources against civilian entities involved in drug trafficking. The directive reportedly provides official authorization for military operations against these cartels in international waters and on foreign soil, marking a notable shift in U.S. policy regarding drug enforcement. Since returning to office in January, Trump has been vocal about his intentions to involve the military in law enforcement efforts, pushing the boundaries of the Posse Comitatus Act, a Civil War-era law that restricts the use of U.S. armed forces in domestic law enforcement. In recent months, Trump has directed the State Department to categorize various criminal organizations, including the notorious Tren de Aragua and Mara Salvatrucha, MES 13, as foreign terrorist organizations. This classification is part of a broader strategy to combat what the administration views as a national security threat that transcends traditional organized crime. White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly defended the directive, asserting that Trump's primary focus is the protection of the homeland. However, the potential use of military force against civilian cartel members poses complex legal challenges. Previous Justice Department opinions have indicated that targeting civilians outside of an armed conflict authorized by Congress could be construed as murder. The use of military resources in support of civilian law enforcement is not unprecedented. However, direct military action against cartels would represent a dramatic departure from established practices. The last significant military involvement in law enforcement overseas occurred in 1989 when President George H.W. Bush ordered troops to invade Panama to apprehend dictator Manuel Noriega, who faced drug trafficking charges in the United States. At that time, the UN General Assembly condemned the action as a violation of international law, although the Department of Justice maintained it was within Bush's rights to deploy troops for such operations. As part of the new directive, the Pentagon has been instructed to prepare options for potential military engagement against the designated cartels. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has publicly stated that U.S. military personnel will not be permitted to operate on Mexican soil, emphasizing that there will be no invasion of Mexico. This response highlights ongoing tensions between the U.S. and Mexico regarding sovereignty and the handling of drug-related violence. The Trump administration officially designated several Mexican drug cartels, including the Sinaloa cartel, as global terrorist organizations earlier this year, coinciding with a crackdown on immigration enforcement targeting alleged gang members. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has expressed support for the directive, stating it enables the U.S. to utilize various elements of American power, including military and intelligence resources, to combat these groups. However, the legality of military action in Mexico remains contentious. Experts have raised concerns that such operations may conflict with both domestic and international law. Brian Finucane from the International Crisis Group noted that military action in Mexico would likely be difficult to justify legally, yet the potential for such illegality may not deter the administration from pursuing its objectives. In the past, Trump has suggested sending troops to assist Mexico in combating drug trafficking, a proposal that Sheinbaum rejected. The U.S. has recently doubled its reward for information leading to the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, increasing it to $50 million due to allegations of drug trafficking and connections to criminal organizations. Sheinbaum has questioned U.S. claims linking Maduro to the Sinaloa cartel, demanding evidence if such connections exist. Meanwhile, Venezuelan officials have dismissed the U.S. accusations as political propaganda. As the situation unfolds, it remains to be seen how the Trump administration will navigate the complex legal and diplomatic landscape surrounding its directive to use military force against drug cartels in Latin America. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.